Does life sometimes feel like it's missing something? Ever wondered if the world we live in is just a show, a carefully made illusion? You're not the only one. Some people would actually rather you never look into these issues because, as we're about to see, the truth is much deeper than you might think. Some people on Earth don't want humanity to change because they're afraid they'll lose control of us, and the world they've carefully built over hundreds of generations will fall apart if we wake up from their controlling matrix. Some people and groups have had power over the masses for many years, driving events and shaping the world in the way they want. Using a matrix of manipulation, they have constructed an illusion that has been meticulously produced, and they are afraid that if this illusion is broken, they will lose power over people. But what if I told you there was a way to get out of this? A way to find love, work together, and take our world to a higher level of consciousness. Literary legend and hypnotist Dolores devoted her life to delving into people's subconscious, and she found out shocking things about reality and the human soul through her groundbreaking work in deep hypnosis and past life regression sessions. The idea of a new Earth was one of the most important things she found, and things are not as they seem in our world. In many ways, what has kept people spiritually asleep is a construct, a complicated web of ideas, conditioning, and manipulation. The purpose of this structure, which goes by many names, including the Matrix, is to keep us occupied with earthly concerns, divert our attention from our innate divinity, and limit our true potential. But hold on a second and think about that. How can people's lives benefit from this spiritual sleep? Because the people who have had power and influence for hundreds of years have a reason to keep things the same. They love it when people are afraid, angry, and in disagreement with each other. They can continue to control the story and shape our future as long as humanity stays in this state. Just stop for a second and think about that. In other words, when Dolores started talking about a new Earth where love, kindness, and unity rule, she was basically questioning the very basis of this system of control. She had the courage to tell us the truth, even though it goes against the wishes of those who have benefited from our lack of spiritual understanding. They have no reason to want to keep us in the dark. You may wonder why. It's easy to say. They need to keep control because some people in power are afraid they will lose control over the people. They are terrified of a world where love and collaboration bind people together instead of hate and isolation. The strong have always been able to rule the populace through instilling fear, as history shows us. In the hands of a few, fear has been a powerful tool during wars, pandemics, economic crises, and social unrest. It causes us to remain divided, preoccupied, and reliant on individuals claiming to possess the answers. But picture a world where fear doesn't exist and where love and kindness are the rules. In that kind of world, the old ways of controlling things would fall apart, and the people who have been keeping them up for so long would be out of work. This is why they don't want to believe in a new Earth or a change in human awareness. People are starting to realize their innate power and divinity, which means that the old structures of control are starting to lose their grip on reality. The stories based on fear that have kept us bound for hundreds of years are beginning to lose their power. For individuals who have profited off our awe and submission, this poses a serious danger. The work of Dolores points to a deep rise that is taking place. A change in awareness is happening around the world that is challenging the way things are now. This awakening is more than just an understanding in your head. It is knowledge that goes beyond the mind and comes from the heart, and understanding that we are spiritual beings undergoing a human experience is more important than whatever material possessions we may have. However, there are obstacles that accompany awakening, because now we have to face our fears, question what we believe, and step into our real power. It tells us to let go of the false beliefs that have held us back and accept a greater truth. As we let go of the training and programming that have made us who we are, this process can be painful or even uncomfortable. There are incalculable benefits. As soon as you awaken, you feel free, clear, and like you have a deep meaning in life. We feel like we have wings and can fly to new heights after getting out of prison. And now, as more and more people go through this awakening, their awareness starts to change. The false mainstream narratives that have maintained our division are beginning to crumble. As people, we know that everything we do has an impact on others, and that love and kindness are essential for a peaceful world. Dolores Cannon's teachings revolve around the concept that we have a choice in everything that we do. If this video is bringing value to you, I kindly ask for your support. Please consider subscribing to our channel, leaving a like, and, if you wish, sharing your own experiences in the comments section below. You can stay in the old paradigm of fear and control, or you can switch to a new paradigm of love and unity. And when you make this decision, it's more than simply looking at numbers. You have to choose what to do every single day, because every second of your existence is an opportunity to shape your life forever. We have control over how we see the world, how we deal with problems, and how we talk to other people. The choices we make show what's going on inside our minds. By embracing love instead of fear, by being compassionate instead of judgmental, and by working together instead of competing, we are harmonizing with the energy of the new earth, and each individual is making the shift in human awareness happen. But bravery is also needed for this decision because it forces us to face our fears and lack of skills. It beckons us to leave our comfort zones and explore what lies ahead. Being the change we want to see in the world is what it asks us to do. And people who are part of old control systems want us to think that we can't make changes and that we should depend on outside groups to handle our issues. However, the truth is that we all have the power to make a new earth. The shift in human awareness has a huge impact on everything around it, and a simple, deep awakening in one person can inspire and uplift others. There was a tremendous ripple effect of change. Ever been around someone who emanates love and positivity? The energy that they exude is infectious, and it can make you feel better even on the worst days, because when people are fully conscious, they are able to do this. In a world where it can feel like all is darkness, they become lights. The collective awareness of all people changes as more and more people realize who they really are and choose to live their lives based on empathy, affection, and harmony. The previous system, based on fear and control, is becoming obsolete, and this leads to a new way of thinking about unity and balance. This is not a dream of a perfect world. It's a real possibility that can come true. There must be a critical mass of people who choose to awaken and live by the ideals of the new earth. But before that, you have to be dedicated to growing as a person and spiritually. However, keep that in mind. Most people really don't want this shift to happen because those who gain power from the old paradigm will not give it up easily. To stay in charge, cause trouble, and keep people spiritually asleep, they will use everything they have at their disposal. Have you ever thought about why some ideas and concepts are so strongly opposed? What is the reason for shutting down activists, opposing views, and voices that don't agree with the majority being called paganism? It's because these ideas are dangerous to the current system. But the truth is that no amount of hiding can stop a person from waking. Their efforts to stop it only make it stronger. It's like putting your hands together to stop a river. Nature's power will always find a way. It has been seen throughout history that people and groups that try to change things have been persecuted and resisted. Galileo went to jail because he said the earth moved around the sun. Just think about that. All over our history, anyone with some crazy ideas who changed the world concept has been banished to the shadows. In fighting for human rights, Martin Luther King Jr. had to deal with violence and opposition. But what do these cases teach us? It's not always easy to make changes, and progress usually costs something. But people who stand up for what's right can change the course of events. And that is amazing. The change to a new earth isn't about getting back at people in power or getting payback. In fact, it's about getting past the old ways of thinking and making a new world based on higher principles. And when you embrace personal growth and self-discovery, it's become the first step in being a part of this earth transition. It's not possible to change the world until we adjust our own lives, and self-awareness is the most important thing to work on first. Think about your views, fears, and how you were raised for a moment. Are there parts of your life that work against your growth? Are you ready to let go of old habits and start living in an entirely new way? As you go through this process, you'll heal old wounds, grow your awareness, and connect with your inner self more deeply, because on this new earth, love and cooperation will be paramount. But love isn't just a feeling that goes away. It's a force that goes beyond place and time. You see that everything is linked, and that what you do affects everything else. When people love each other, they naturally work together. And when we understand that, we become stronger than ever. Instead of competing for resources and hanging on to them, we work together and share them. When people work together, they build stronger bonds and pave the road for a more fair and equal society. The thought of raising our vibrations is one of the main ideas behind the change to a new earth. That being said, what does this mean, and how can we do it? In this case, vibrations mean the energy that our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors give off. Elevated vibrations are linked to love, happiness, and positivity, while lower vibrations are linked to negativity, anger, and fear. If we want to raise our vibrations, we need to change the frequency of our inner state from low to high. In order to start, you need to be conscious of yourself and work on healing your emotions. Practices like meditation, yoga, and mindfulness can be very helpful on this path, especially if you need to let go of limiting ideas and adopt a more positive outlook on life. As we move toward a new earth, spirituality is an important part of it. It's not limited to a certain faith or set of beliefs. Connecting with the divine energy within ourselves and all other beings is the true focus. When we practice spirituality, we are invited to go beyond the tangible and into the domains of energy and consciousness. If you're still with me, I extend my gratitude for your presence. And if you wish, consider subscribing to our channel. Remember, I have a profound love for you and hope that your life is filled with prosperity and happiness to the fullest extent possible. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you.